Welcome back to the Box2Box podcast.
This is episode 13, and Spain are crowned the champions of Euro 2024.
But the real question is, was this Euros a success or a failure?
There's another tournament we'll be talking about. It is Copa America. Maybe that one was a failure. We're going to be talking about it.
We're also going to be going over your comments, all that today on the Box2Box podcast.
Let's go.
You ain't going home,
Your
bro.
Honor, I'm sorry. Your Honor, I'm sorry. If we don't compete with City, this is a failure of a season. You've heard
Okay,
it
so
here first.
I can already tell you, I'll tell you in advance, you failed.
I'm going to take central midfielder Federico Valverde.
What?
Yeah.
No, that's
He has
crazy.
been the worst midfielder for Real Madrid this season.
That's
By
like saying,
far.
that's like saying Neymar was the worst player in MSN.
Welcome back, everyone. Listen, this is the first time we're back at 4 people in the studio.
It's
Welcome
been a
back,
minute.
boys.
It's been a minute. We had Firms gone for a bit, then Millie gone for a bit.
No, I've been
When
here.
was this?
I wish I was gone.
Remember?
And the podcast?
Millie was gone for a couple weeks or 1 week.
1 week.
Yeah,
You
Millie
were
was
in
gone for
Italy.
1 week.
In Italy.
I was, listen, Dolce Vita back there,
The
man.
Dolce Vita.
Take
And
me
then
back.
and then we were back together, and then I went away for 3 weeks, and then Varvar went away.
Yeah, for one. But
And,
I still did the podcast there.
Yep.
Yeah.
It worked out, man. We were able to get some episodes out, but
Yeah.
I'm happy we're back, us 4, back in the studio. It's
Feels nice. Feels nice to be back.
feels good. Listen, there's a special plaque back
There's
there.
a special guest
Special guest here.
behind me and Paula, and you could guess what it is because it's the 100K benchmark, whatever you want to call it.
Let's
Yeah.
get a round of applause. We're the only people in the room.
Yes. Well, no, there's producer Toe behind, obviously.
As per usual.
They don't know about him.
Yeah, they do.
They
Now
know
they-
about
now
him.
they-
Yeah,
now they got
they
him.
do know about him.
Yeah.
Now they got it. Yeah, man. It was a.
I never thought. I don't know if I'm the only one. I watched YouTube since I was like kid, like PewDiePie early days, like
We've all been there, bro.
you know. And I never thought that I would have a silver play button myself.
Well, I mean, just think about it. That's more than like that's a camp. That's like more than Wembley and stuff. Like it's like hard to put into perspective like how many people 100,000 is.
Millie, you do understand that we could fill a San Siro with all our wonderful subscribers.
Almost 2 San Siros.
No,
Wow.
no, not 2.
70,000 people.
It's 80,000.
80,000?
No,
It reaches 80.
60,000.
Reaches 80, brother. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and then it crumbles.
Yeah.
If we put
Yeah.
that many people in the San Siro, it would crumble.
Yeah.
It's around 80,000. But listen, 100,000 could not have gotten the plaque without your support on the main channel. And if you guys are watching on the secondary channel, hopefully we'll get a second plaque soon.
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
but
lift your
we're happy.
10,000. We're about to hit 10,000.
We're about to.
Yeah.
We're almost there. But like always, we thank you guys for all the support. This was just special, and I'm glad we all enjoyed it together.
Yeah.
Us
Yeah.
4. So
Like right before recording, we all opened it at the same time, and we looked at it like it was like a new puppy, even though it was
Yeah.
just a plaque.
Yeah,
Honest-
it was like a moment in our lives that like we're gonna remember.
Definitely. Honestly, I was expecting a little bit more from the box, but it's still...
That's 100,000. It's not a.
Yeah.
It's not a million.
I wonder
It's
how
not-
many people hit that yearly. The number is probably astronomical, like more than we
I've
think.
actually I looked into this. I think the channels with 100,000 subscribers was something like 0.3% or 0.2%.
Oh, of the channels
Yeah.
that exist. There's a lot of bot channel. I have a
no,
bot
no,
channel.
not including bot
Oh,
channels.
okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. I have 6 followers on my on my gaming channel that I made when I was 12 years old.
respect.
Those Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto videos.
Somebody had to make them.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's been such a great journey that like I feel like a different person now since I started this channel. I don't know.
For sure. It's over 2 years ago
Yeah.
at this point.
But I feel like this 2 years that we had like was my biggest like developmental curve since I
For
started
sure.
this channel.
Well, whether you made the channel or not, I feel like these 2 years would have been developmental for all of us
Yeah.
anyways. But no, a lot of changes, and I'm pretty grateful. I'm feeling grateful right now.
Yeah.
And we definitely learned a lot from it, so that's always a plus.
Every episode we're learning something, so we just try to make the best content we can. But boys,
We're gonna start crying. It's gonna be like
No,
God
no,
damn,
whoa,
this got
whoa.
emotional.
in 1 month, Ronaldo crying, Messi crying, and Box2Box.
no, we can't do that. We can't. Only those 2, not box. But boys, you guys are back, and Paolo, honestly, we haven't seen you in a minute, so we want to know a bit about how your trip was, where you went. How was Italy versus Spain as well? It wasn't too good for us.
Italy versus Spain. Okay, so the atmosphere, I'll give you a quick rundown of everything. So you can see the Sparta Prague. That's actually the new logo, if you guys can recognize the Sparta Prague scarf right above Varvar's head. So that's later in the story, but I went to the Italy-Spain game. I think it was like June 20th. So I was seated in the Spain section. Out of all sections, I'm seated in the
Disgusting.
Spain section. When I first sat down, I drank a couple beers. I was feeling nice and loose. I was with some Italian friends, so we were all wearing Italy kits. We were getting a few boos on the way in. It's a difficult situation because if you win with away fans in the away fan section, the enthusiasm is at like all-time high because you're just rubbing it in everyone's face.
Yeah, you can't really celebrate it.
But if you lose in the away section, it adds so much salt to the wound, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, listen, Spain didn't really score a goal. We scored on our own net. Calafiori own goal.
Hey, in the end, Spain didn't score. That's the only team that they didn't score on. Italy.
I was telling Firms that. I'm like, there was one team they didn't score against technically.
They did score again.
We're claiming anything.
It's an own goal, but it doesn't
an own
count.
goal.
Own goals don't count?
No.
They didn't score.
Yeah.
Spain didn't score. It wasn't a Spanish player that scored.
Varver, you watched. I know
But
you were.
they scored.
No, they didn't. We kicked the ball in our own net.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we could go out with pride.
No, but be real. Like I know you're thinking about like the scoreboard 1-0, but they actually didn't kick the ball in our net.
Okay, so then like that Koundé own goal doesn't like it's not a goal.
A redirection and a blatant just kicking your own net is two different. Like they didn't create the XG required to score that goal.
Facts.
Calafiori quite literally kicked the ball in his own net. Anyway,
You're lucky I don't remember the goal because I'm sure he did not kick the ball into. his
no.
own net.
It was
Calafiori definitely.
it was a cross-field pass, and Calafiori for some reason kicked the ball in his own net.
How was Calafiori in person?
Oriful. But I was
imagined.
I was in the second, but it was at the Schalke Stadium, which is pretty sick. I got to go to the Schalke Stadium before they got turned into an amateur team.
Yeah.
But I was so far away, you couldn't quite see. I wasn't like Varvar. Varvar's tickets were he could smell Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, I was sitting right behind like Nico Williams' parents and stuff like that.
Really?
So, yeah, like directly.
Yeah, I was
behind.
sitting behind the drunk Spanish fan.
Basically the same thing. God damn.
God damn. But no, so that was that. That was a great part of my trip. And then I did. Then I went to Munich. I went to Czech Republic. I went to Austria, Budapest, Hungary. Then I ended up in Croatia. So I went to a lot of sporting sporting countries. And
How'd you find Munich?
I loved Munich. I didn't love Munich while I was there, but I loved Munich when I left.
Varvar's side-eyeing you.
Okay, because Varvar, I spoke to Varvar. I went to a Starbucks one day.
No, that's not how it went. First of all, okay, I have to give you the quick rundown. Germany kind of overrated. I'm not gonna cap.
that's crazy.
I'm not gonna cap
Too
because
close-minded.
because it was nice, but it's not France, it's not Spain, it's not Italy. And I know I have a love-hate mostly hate relationship with German league fans and players, but brother, there's really just not much to do
No.
there.
Oh my God, bro. Did you go to the Munich residence?
No.
Did you go to the English park? You didn't go
I
to
don't know what
anything
the
in Munich.
I
Bro,
did.
it's
I
like the-
walked around the city 2 days in a row.
Hold up. What does that mean? It's like an
It's called the English. I don't know if it's the English Garden or the English
Okay.
Park, but it's like a massive. It's like I don't know. You know, places.
garden.
No. It's just a big park where everyone go. Like they have streams of water running through it.
Yeah.
You can literally hop in the water and ride the stream
Oh, that's
all the way around the
exotic.
park. It's like a lazy river. It's crazy.
Exotic.
But people just go chill there in the sun.
It's like Central Park.
Yeah, it's vibes. You just drink a couple beers.
I'm sure if you weren't too busy editing a certain video.
Well, he said he walked around for 2 days.
He walked around a little bit.
German food.
We talked about this, Varvar.
It's low key.
No,
it's
there's a
low
lot-
key the official contributor and sponsor for Aslani
Yes,
FC. I think.
yes.
Like
The food distributor.
Aslani FC's main food distributor is just German food.
You guys ever see the meme Southern Dominance? And it's like all hail to Southern Dominance, like Spain, Italy, and whatever.
It was like Spain, Portugal,
Portugal, yeah.
Italy, all
Yeah.
the teams that won the Euros the last 20 years or so, all Southern Europeans. That's just heritage.
I'm gonna get ripped for this, okay? If I'm in look, I'll leave France off this list because French food is good, but I don't think it's that good. But it's
Overrated,
good.
low-key.
It's good.
No.
Spain and Italy, I would never have even thought of getting McDonald's.
Okay.
I got McDonald's in Germany.
Was that just because of accessibility?
I got McDonald's in Germany too.
Oh shit!
Oh, man.
But I've gotten McDonald's
and
everywhere.
European McDonald's ass, low key.
No, oh
I just have to
my
say,
God.
No,
ass,
bro.
ass.
Yo, don't listen to this. Go to Germany yourself if you haven't been, because Varvar's opinion is completely
No.
invalid.
You're telling
European
me
McDonald's,
Canadian McDonald's clear.
not even close, bro. Not even close. Not even close.
We have the best McDonald's in the
Bro,
world.
we do
German
not.
McDonald's
No, you do not.
costs
Yes, we do.
twice as much, and the quality of the food is 3 times as better as Canadian McDonald's.
I feel like we
Bro, there's
keep
real
talking,
cheese.
We keep talking about McDonald's every episode now. I'm tired
Because
of hearing it.
it's the best fast food restaurant. Actually, no,
okay.
I'm still open to other sponsorships. It's not the best fast food restaurant. in the world.
What about food though, Pala? Which country was the best?
They were all mid except for Croatia.
Okay.
They were all
But
Croatia.
were you eating
was
Croatian
close.
food or you were eating like Italian
No,
food?
no,
in
no,
Croatia?
no. See, I had this trick because the Germany scarred me because the food was just like some places. Like I went to like Hofbräu or whatever the
Hofbrauhaus
yeah,
or whatever.
Hofbrauhaus or
Yeah.
whatever, and I had a pork knuckle there with.
I had pork knuckle
yeah,
too at
yeah,
the
that was
same
good.
exact
But
restaurant. That was good.
Did you drink the liter of beer?
Yeah, I had 0.5 liters.
Yeah, no, bro, it was massive.
German beer, though, I have to say,
Yeah.
lives up to the
Did you see
hype.
the pretzel girls?
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Pretzel went from food
Okay,
to
I must have gone on like I went on like a Tuesday afternoon.
Bro, I was buying pretzels all night. I didn't even want pretzels. I didn't
but yeah,
eat them.
keep going. Which Croatia?
So yeah, no, I had this like trick where I was scared to like order other food that wasn't the food of the country. So like anywhere I went, I would tell them just give me the food that you guys make in this. Like you can't go wrong. If you go to like Budapest, ask for the most Hungarian dish you can get because the chefs are most likely from Hungary, so they're gonna cook good. They have these like sausages like in sauce. There's like goulash in Prague. Like I had all like the local stuff, and in Croatia. One of the best local foods is their risotto. Like they have amazing risotto. They have one that has squid ink.
Wannabes.
We
No,
talking
no.
about risotto. Like
Yeah, no, amazing. Like I had the best plate of seafood risotto I've had in my life, and I've been to Italy.
Wow.
Yeah,
must
big
have been a pretty-
statement.
yeah, that's a.
Well, the
monster
water
statement.
is 10 feet away from you, and
Yeah,
that's
no,
the water
it's-
that they caught the mussels and all those, and then they put it into your dish, and it's just like I can talk about it all night, but
I mean,
it's
that's
not a food podcast.
Hey, listen, it could be.
We might need to.
The first 10 minutes of
I
this
mean,
podcast.
the way I'm going, it could.
Right, you're telling
I could
me.
make one.
We're starting to tip over the sofa right now, Pablo. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, listen, with German food, like even for us, we were like at the airport in Germany, like we're joking around, like, oh, it's pretzel and schnitzel, whatever. And then we eat it and we're like, wait a minute, this is actually like, this is all they got. This is it? We need to be
Well,
more.
look, bratwurst was actually good. It was better than. It's basically German hot dog. It's better than a hot dog.
Yeah, of course.
Italians could easily like Italians don't do that, but if they wanted to make street hot dogs, like street sausages and buns, they can do that and it'll be 10 times better than bratwurst or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know. The pork knuckle was actually very.
I
good.
liked it.
Yeah,
The nice
it was
crispy- the crispy skin and
Did
all
you
that.
eat the fat part?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
no?
yeah.
Oh, that's
You have to,
that's
bro.
disgusting. No, no, you don't understand.
no,
it's a
it's-
like
it's-
it's
how
legit
fat
like
can
a
it be?
chip of fat.
Yeah, I know it's sick.
It's like,
It's thick.
No, I didn't eat
It's
it.
sick.
It's thick like this, and it's like
Fat.
it's like pancetta. Like it's like the
yeah,
fat
that's
part
what
of
I'm
pancetta.
imagining.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
okay.
No, but pancetta's a lot better. But whatever. Okay, whatever. We can talk
mean,
about the
yeah.
Euros. We can speak about this all day.
And actually, no, wait, one more thing. I went to the Sparta Prague Stadium.
Oh, yes, how was that?
Aura. I'll one up you. That stadium is sick, and it looks like it looks low key like it's underground, like not underground, but like I don't know. There's
It's
just
about
like
to be underground soon. It's probably run down.
there's a
That's crazy.
no.
God
It's pretty good. It's pretty nice. The shop was nice. Everything was, but like the graffiti, like they make it like it looks like a Subway Surfers map, if that makes
grunge.
sense.
It's like
No, but it's like on purpose. Yeah, it's theme. No, it's like I don't know. There's a theme.
Cyberpunk?
There's a vibe to it that's like I can tell when there's a game there and the ultras are outside marching. Like that must be a daunting stadium to go play.
Bro,
at.
I'm sure if you walk in as an away fan or an away player, you are scared.
Like they have all the masks, the flares.
100%.
Anyway, but the most aura, and this is gonna be surprising to anyone even listening. The most aura any club city that was exuded on that trip was Hajduk Split, bro. Hajduk Split. I took a bus from Dubrovnik, Croatia, to Split, Croatia, and the entire way, 5 hours, every single wall there's a Hajduk Split graffiti on it.
It's,
Well, there's a reason why players go back and play for free. Like I'm pretty sure Perisic went back and played for free.
someone else too, I think. A big Croatian player.
Yeah, I think so too, but I don't remember who. But yeah,
Shout out
crazy.
Jerkovic, legend of the game.
Jurkovic.
Jerkovic. That's bro. There's,
a name.
there's a mural. There's a mural in the middle of the town.
That's
with
Barbara's middle name.
That's no,
That's a slutty
no.
FC.
Look, Aslani FC main competitor is Jerkovic FC.
No, AC Jerkovic.
Yeah.
AC Jerkovic.
Oh my
Bro, I
God.
swear, every day I would walk to the same beach, the sandy beach, and I would walk past a giant mural of Mr. Jerkovic standing with two trophies, the Ugats and the Stugats trophies FC.
Hey, shut up,
Standing
Mr.
with them, and Pele and Maradona looking up to him. Like I swear,
That's
Pele and Maradona were
crazy.
hanging-
No way.
That's
looking
Jerkovic
at-
FC
You know what?
legend right
You know
there.
what? I'm sending the picture to the editor.
There's no way.
I'm sending the picture to the editor. I have a picture of
Can't
it.
believe that.
That is absolutely crazy. But listen, I don't know if they had that aura at the Euros this year.
No, they did not.
They got Jerkovic aura over there. But listen, if we're going to talk about the Euros now, because I think that's what everyone wants to hear about, it's Spain, crowned the champions. It was a 2-1 win. Listen, some people say that it was Spain dominance. England was not up to par. Boys, what did you think of the game?
Firstly, did you guys enjoy the game?
Yes.
Just from a viewer's perspective.
Yeah, I
No,
thought
I
it was,
did.
Come on, man. It was one. It
Hella-
was.
hella
It
mid.
was. What do you mean hella mid? There's an equalizer in like the 80th minute, and then a game-winning goal in like the last minute.
Bro,
of the
And
game.
even the 2 saves at the end, the brothers saved the game. Like
the Danny Olmo header off the line. Like there's moments in that game.
But moments that happened at the end of the game, brother. Like there's a good 45 minutes, 50 minutes
The
of that
first
game.
half.
You could have skipped the entire first half.
Could have skipped the
Yes,
entire first
but
half.
That's a good game?
I still ended up. You could probably find in any game. Obviously, I'm not. It's a final. I'm not expecting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We got a pretty like. It gave us a memorable game.
I'm gonna forget about it.
Yeah, it
No,
wasn't.
I'm not gonna forget about it, but I'm gonna forget like the instances in the game. Whereas like we were spoiled with the last World Cup final. So like that's the standard that we had going
yeah,
into this,
that's
into
what it
this
is.
tournament. That's a final you're gonna
That's
remember
what I
every
said
minute.
before the final. In one of the podcasts, I said like, I think we're gonna get a terrible final just because we got such a good final last time that I'm expecting a terrible final. It was actually not bad.
You
but-
wouldn't appreciate the sunny days if there wasn't rainy ones.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Exactly.
This was a cloudy day.
Yeah, this was a
this is a very cloudy day.
Wasn't showering, but it was a cloudy day.
It just didn't have the same kind of feeling as like a Euro final should. Like I wasn't watching it like freaking out like, oh my god, this is a final. I can't wait to see who wins. It was more just like, okay, 2 teams that like I wish they both lose and
Yeah.
just see what happens. But just looking at the play, Spain was dominant. The whole like most of the game, the way they were playing, they were almost playing England off the pitch at a certain point. But England's defense did show that like they were making the right tackles, they were getting their bodies in there, they were blocking shots. It was a defensively solid game from England for a good amount of time, but Spain just levels ahead.
I was talking to Millie about it. The entire game, the pendulum was almost swaying towards Spain, and then England scores that goal. It goes like this, a little bit towards Spain, towards England, and then literally like 5 minutes of just heavy England, and then it just switches back all the way to Spain. And honestly, there was no moment in that game where I was like, "Yo, England might be back." In the entire game, I was sure like Spain's gonna win this. Somehow, they did come lucky at the end with the 2 saves, like Unai Simon and Olmo on the line, which
Yeah.
is kind of nuts. But listen, England was not that good.
I
as
think
always.
I think this, and we could always look at it as a one-game thing, like England beat Spain because they played better on this day, but this all boils down to years and years and years of development as like teenagers and even into their 20s. These Spanish players, when we think of a Spanish midfielder or a Spanish winger, we have a clear idea of what that means in our head. England, what does a English footballer look like? There's no like prototype
Paul
of
Scholes.
what an English. I
Even at
disagree.
that.
Paul Scholes was a complete anomaly because he played more like a Spanish midfielder.
Steven Gerrard.
But you see, that's more of your English player. But I still, there's no set idea of what an
That's
English
a good point.
player is.
It is a good point because like a David Beckham was not all of their best players of the
Yeah.
last decades were always compared to other nations.
But I feel like even like look, David Beckham, in my opinion, was an underrated player. But even you look at players like Trent Alexander-Arnold, we treat him as if he's like some insanely special player. But if he was Spanish, that's just the standard, you know. Like that's just
I don't know the standard. There's no Spanish right backs that
okay, right backs. But he also gets cooked on the daily basis. But like,
Marco Correa.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
I don't
he's-
give a shit how good of tournament he had. He's ass.
I'm sorry, he's the most un-Spanish Spanish player I've ever seen because he has nothing like technical ability wise. He does not remind me of anyone that Spain has ever had. I mean, I wanted to ask you guys, what is the prototype player that you think when thinking of a Spanish player? Like, is it Yamal?
Well, you see, Cucurella low-key reminds me of, and this is a shit Danny Carvajal. Actually, I'm
I
not
see
going
that
to
in
say
no.
that is
I see
crazy.
that. I think they're the furthest thing from each other. One has
No.
IQ. One thrives on intelligence.
I feel like Cucurella's an IQ player.
I don't think.
I don't see that.
He has a certain level of IQ, but Danny Carvajal is able to use his like the level of his physicality doesn't hinder his ability to make tackles and make decisions. Cucurella, like he has the pace, he has some sort of level of physicality, but he doesn't make those right decisions sometimes. But this Euros like really completely changed my opinion on him. Like
I'll
he-
go back to being shit.
It depends.
I agree.
It depends. It depends what Chelsea do with him, but they now have a blueprint on how to use Cucurella correctly.
Quick question.
Brighton wasn't enough.
Would you take DiMarco or Cucurella?
Bro, that's
Marco, it's not even a
DiMarco.
question.
gotta be DiMarco.
I'd
Whoa.
take DiMarco.
Can't believe I said that so quickly.
I know.
I'm disappointed in myself.
There's levels, bro. There's levels. It's crazy that you even brought it up as a discussion.
There's levels to my hate.
That's great. But listen, one of them, Cucurella is a Euro winner, though.
Did you see the cringy ass celebration that he did? He was singing on the table, talking about Haaland and stuff like that.
Yeah, and dancing like
So cringe.
Bro, I
Cecily.
respect that, bro. He has every right to say that. Assist in the final.
Brother,
Played amazing throughout
brother,
the tournament.
give it like a month when Haaland bags like 4 goals against Chelsea in like the first month of the season. Then what's Cucurella gonna say?
Listen,
Oh,
he's
you
gonna
sing-
lift his trophy. That's what he's gonna say.
Sing while you have your chance.
I mean, yeah, you're true, but like I don't know. I
You expect him not to sing because he thinks he should. I won't sing. I'm should.
yeah, that's what you should do. Know your place in the squad.
No,
you
that's
know?
crazy work.
But back to the like, who is the prototype player for England? Do you think it's like a Bellingham or is it a Saka? Like, who are they?
What do we even consider Saka?
Honestly, I
Phil
consider
Foden.
like
No, Phil Foden is the least actually English.
I'd say
what do you
Declan Rice.
consider?
Harry Kane.
Declan Rice.
Declan Rice, Harry Kane.
Like a Harry Kane, yeah, I would say. Like, what do you consider a prototypical English
Exactly.
player?
What's
Gritty.
the idea?
It doesn't really
The,
exist.
the issue with English football is there's no identity. Like Spain, clear identity. German, clear identity. Italian, clear identity.
know we lost that
Brazilian
identity.
Well, that's
That's part of why we're
when
shit.
Brazil also are shit because they went away from their identity. But English don't even have an identity to start with. That's why, like, they need to. That should be their main thing. And Southgate's not an identity manager.
No.
They need to get someone like, and obviously I'm not saying they're gonna get him because this is impossible. But like a Pep who enforces identity upon his squad, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, but you can't steal another nation's identity. So to develop your own, if they haven't developed it by now, will they ever develop an identity?
That I think that's a valid question. Like, what really have they done in the last 60, 70 years, let's say, or even their entire
Okay,
history?
but you could say that also Spain pre 2008 didn't really have an identity for what they're like known for now. They weren't always tiki taka.
But those players were all
They were
playing
always
basically
technical.
on the same teams. Like, they were all Spanish players that played on Spanish teams. They created the identity because they were the league.
It was a
They were-
style of play.
of
Yeah,
course.
but Pep Guardiola developed that, and then everyone like kind of followed Pep Guardiola. But before Pep Guardiola, there was no tiki taka.
Johan Cruyff, Loki had tiki taka in the 70s.
But that's
60s,
more
70s.
Dutch football. Dutch football and Spanish football are very.
I've heard Barca fans praise the Pep ran and Cruyff walked. Like the tactics are loosely based off of
yeah,
the
because
Dutch.
they're very similar.
Yeah.
But Spanish football pre 2008, and that's why they turned so good, is that they said, okay, this is how we're gonna play. We're gonna develop all of our players to play this exact style. And that's why nowadays they're finished every youth tournament, they're finishing in the finals or winning it, and they're winning the Euros. Even the last Euros they played well. Like, I think this is going to be an era of dominance for Spain, in my personal opinion.
What I was very surprised about is, like, just to prove that point, is De La Fuente. If you look back, it's like they formed a coach. The brothers, it's like they just birthed him out of the U17s. He won everything with the youth teams, and then he was just there. Here's a perfect coach for your perfect team. Good luck. Win the Euros. And he
I
did.
think at every single level, he played with Mikel Merino. He played with, like, he followed all of these players.
Yamal
up.
at one point, I think.
I don't know about that.
U19.
Yeah, it's possible, but I don't know. But I know Mikel Merino because he won Euro U19 and Euro U21, I think, or what, two different age groups, and in both of those winning teams, Mikel Merino was there.
And guess what? He scored that last minute goal.
Yeah, so he knows. The thing about international football is that you don't get much time to work with these players, so you need that like prior relationship or that prior knowledge on these players and know what they're comfortable, the situations they're comfortable in.
But then you look at England. Southgate's been head of England for
True.
what? Six
And he's
years
been
now?
with those
But
players
give
while
him
he
some
developed.
credit.
Of course.
2 finals in a row. We're acting like Southgate just crashed out of the groups with this Super.
Yeah, but you watch, you have eyes.
I agree. They should play better than they did.
They made. How having almost a top 2 player in every position, how do you make that look boring, stale?
But there's a difference between boring and ineffective.
It wasn't effective.
It wasn't ineffective.
You're relying on individual brilliance. We spoke about this.
Yes.
Okay.
Look at
yes, you're
someone-
That's
relying
not
on individual
proper
brilliance, but
tactics.
when you have individual brilliance, like Carlo Ancelotti relies on individual
Yes,
brilliance.
but that's
when you
more
have the
formulated.
individual
Wait.
brilliance, it's not that big of a deal. Ten Hag this season relied on individual brilliance with no individual brilliance. That's where the issue starts
That's
arising.
called not. That's just bad management.
But would you say that Pep relies on Foden on individual brilliance at Man City?
No,
There's been moments
my
though.
Foden opinion has been slowly changing. That I think at this point he's a system player.
Bro,
I've completely. I was switching slowly, and now I actually I'm committed to it.
He gives him. I kind of agree. I think he gives. It's an openly closed system. It's like a part of the pitch is given to Foden, but it's controlled. I think it's like controlled creativity.
We have Phil. The idea of Phil Foden is that he's like this light Messi, like the worst Messi, and he can go grab the ball in his half, dribble 10 people, and then go score a solo wonder goal. No, he gets the ball in a specific zone, is great at decision making in that specific zone, but outside of that, he's not gonna go and beat 7 people to score a solo
That's
goal.
what Pep
and
does
stuff like
best.
that.
Pep knows how to get the best out of every player, and it shows with like how he made KDB. Anyway, the KDB discussion's another day. But I'm low key changing my opinion on KDB.
Listen, if we're looking at that England team and looking specifically at this game, like the key factor here, like the turning point was obviously Cole Palmer coming on. We talk about the Fodens, we talk about the Sakas, but Cole Palmer, the way he's been treated this tournament is, dare I say it, egregious. Because the amount of quality that he had coming off the
Start him.
bench. You have to start him.
No, start him and you'll see. Start
Yeah,
him and
but
you'll
the
see
issue-
that subbing on a guy. And I said the same about Wirtz. Subbing on someone versus starting someone, especially when they're in that type of like important creation role, is completely different. Because if Cole Palmer starts the game and he's the one setting the pace, I think you see a lot of ghosts. I think you see a lot of ghost sessions.
No,
in Palmer's
I think
game.
that's harsh on him because the thing is that this is a Euro final. Like I don't want to take into that that tiredness or that fatigue into account because I'm expecting these players to play 100% for 90 minutes minimum.
But
They don't.
what's the justification in starting Foden after Foden? I would argue didn't even have one good game the entire.
Well, bro, he went 007. He is. We have yet to see a 007 until now.
Well,
there's
no,
now 007 still in tournaments.
Yeah, but he, in my opinion, should have started. But the issue is that he
Well, they made it to the finals.
England is. That's why I go back to the pre-tournament talk. England should have brought Marcus Rashford.
Okay, this is
Okay.
where the conversation
No,
stops.
no.
This is where
I
we
will
change the
explain. I'm
topic.
gonna link back to Cole Palmer.
Okay.
Cole Palmer, Saka, Foden are all 3 right wingers. They can't play outside of that. Saka can obviously play left back, but you're not going to play him left back, so that's out of conversation. Phil Foden was pegged to be a left winger, which he's not. And then Cole Palmer, in my opinion, can't play left wing. We'll maybe see that this season tried, but not going to happen. So you come to the tournament with 3 right wingers expecting, someone's going to play well in that left wing spot. You should have just brought a left winger.
Yeah, but there's a lot more harm that I don't even want to entertain.
What's the point in bringing
because
Anthony Gordon? They brought Anthony Gordon. What was the point?
There's no point, but I think Marcus Rashford does way more harm than he does good.
There's an argument.
If the system is good, bro, you have since when is Oyarzabal since
That's
when
what
is
I'm saying.
Oyarzabal?
That's another player that Luis De La Fuente just knows and brought up with him. And Oyarzabal, I feel like he's underrated because he doesn't play for a big Spanish team and he has that Berardi he's the Spanish Berardi
Bro, that's
years
how you
and
know they're
years
overrated.
of consistency
He sucks.
in his league that is not appreciated by people who don't follow the league.
Marino sucks. Oyarzabal's not
No,
good.
bro.
I think that's
Those guys do not suck. Those guys have
Bro,
technical
Lenormand
qualities.
can play at a major club.
Agreed. Lenormand has proven to be one of the most underrated defenders right now.
I agree.
Especially in the
I found he was
Euros.
better. Maybe was he their best center back this tournament?
No,
no,
Laporte.
Laporte.
Not even the
Laporte
best.
came in
Not
clutch.
even the best of the tournament in the team, but. I think the guys like Marino or Yarzabal, if this Spain route to the final would have been a little bit different and maybe they got knocked out earlier, you would not have even heard these guys' names.
But the thing is that this wasn't a group of all-stars like, let's say, England. This was a team that worked just well together. It reminded me of Italy when we won.
Yeah.
Like, it was right pieces at the right time.
Yes, it did.
100%
It reminded,
it does.
yes, but like
But this was like cranked up to 10 levels because this is one of
Yeah.
the most dominant
with,
wins
with,
of the
with
entire tournament.
20-year-old wingers and 17-year-old wingers taking control of games. This doesn't remind me of Insigne and Berardi dropping shitter after shitter, but we somehow just win.
But you have the Mikel Marinos, you have the Oreza Bayals. I don't know if I said that name right, but basically it's a group of players that aren't necessarily top level, but they work for that moment. They work in the system. Obviously, you have outliers like Yamal, Nico Williams. Spain look like they're set for the next 10, 15 years. Don't get me wrong, but they just had the right pieces at the right time. They didn't need stars, and they ended up winning the Euros.
Yeah, what I think Varva's saying is that this Spanish team did not look like it was going to lose any time during the tournament.
That was inevitable.
It was inevitable. Whereas Italy, we knew some games like Austria or even England with the penalties.
Those close calls.
Close calls. But we did not see this with the Spanish team.
But I didn't
Did
feel
we
like we
though?
would lose.
I mean, we went to pens versus England in the final. Spain very well could have went to pens versus.
Yeah, we
England.
could have lost against Spain also that Euros.
Yeah, Spain almost beat us.
Yeah.
I don't think Spain was without their flaws. I think
It's tough to find them, in my opinion.
I think this was one of the most dominant Euro runs I've ever seen.
100%.
Brother, Croatia, Albania, Italy in the group.
Smoked all of them.
France.
for a lack of competition though.
No,
I
I
don't
can't
know
say
about.
that.
You can't really say
Mbappe
that.
admitting he had a bad tournament. Guys like Griezmann completely just ghosting the tournament. Portugal, I think Cristiano Ronaldo, we haven't spoke about him, but I think Cristiano Ronaldo was the sole reason why Portugal didn't at least make the finals in this tournament.
Soul, but he's a major.
I mean,
component.
Bruno Fernandes ghosting, like these are players that you expect to be. You're shaking your head, but you know I'm right,
if he ghosted, then everyone else ghosted. So
bro. You can watch you're able to watch a full 120-minute game without noticing Bruno Fernandes was even on the pitch.
okay.
But that's not the standard for Portugal.
Yeah, that's the thing. But we could have a discussion about the overall tournament. But I just want to briefly touch on like the fact that Yamal won Young Player of the Tournament. Arguably could have won Player of the Tournament as well. Like they ended up giving it to Rodri, which I think he somewhat deserved. But I think Fabian could have deserved it just as much. And Yamal, there was a shout for Player of the Tournament.
I don't understand how
disagree.
Rodri won player of the tournament.
I think Rodri deserved Player of the
I
Tournament.
actually am flabbergasted, and I have no words for this. This is one of the biggest scams I've ever seen.
Oh
in
my
life.
God. Who would you give it to?
Yamal, easily,
Bro, for what? For what?
easily.
There's standards. You guys don't understand standards. Rodri has a high standard. So if he just lives up to those world-class standards, you guys say, oh,
No,
he didn't deserve it.
No, I disagree. People give Rodri the people have this idea of Rodri that if he makes a simple 10-yard pass, people are gonna, oh my God,
That's
it was
not
so
all he
good
does.
just because it's Rodri.
And if
how he
Lamine
does.
Yamal crosses the ball to Nico Williams, people go, "Oh my God, it's a 16-year-old phenom, bro!" Like
in
enough
all
with the age,
four
man.
knockout rounds, he got a goal or an assist. Like for a
Yeah, but are
for
we
a
ju-
17-year-old.
And so Rodri can't do that though.
Yeah, are we judging
Rodri
off
can't
goals
do
and
that.
assists?
exactly. He can't do that because he's a CDM.
Yeah, exactly.
So why are we judging off of GA? You watch both of them on the same
I did
pitch.
watch. Rodri was good. I'm not gonna say he's good, but I would have given it to Fabian Ruiz or Lamine Yamal.
I think
over him.
Spain's defensive stability could be 50% contributed to Rodri.
I could agree with that. I think Rodri's definitely up there, but to say Yamal is a clear
disagree
favorite is not.
Like I would give like Carvajal 10%. I'd give Lenormand 10%.
I'd give
Laporte.
Carvajal a way bigger portion.
Well, he missed
Barbara,
one in the knockout game.
if we're talking about goals and assists, I think Olmo's in there.
That's what I was about to say.
he didn't start. He didn't start two
games.
group games and one.
Even more of a
round of
reason.
16.
Subbed in over Pedri and scored the game winner in that first.
It's pretty great. He had the opportunity to get a starting spot, and he took it with both hands because it was absolutely ridiculous what he's been doing. And then even in the final, like you saw that quality, Nico, Olmo, Yamal. It was just, it was almost like telepathic the way they were moving the ball.
crazy.
It was pretty insane. Such tight spaces with so much opposition around you, and you're doing one-touch layoffs at the edge of the box. Like it was absolutely ridiculous. At one point, you just see the ball rolling, and you see like a Nico run or Yamal run completely open one-on-one on Pickford. This was very special from Olmo, and I think he does have a transfer coming up soon. But boys, that was the final. The Euros are officially done. Now, listen, the tournament itself, if we want to discuss it a bit, it was unfortunately not the aura or not the feeling that a lot of people were hoping for. There was some shouts for this tournament not being some of the best.
I want to say one thing, and that's about what we just said, and it's going to transition into this. I think the Rodri player of the tournament was a direct
Result.
It was a direct result of not having a clear Ballon d'Or winner because Vinicius didn't have a good tournament in the Copa America. So you needed something to move the needle. You needed competition with Vinny, because if Rodri doesn't get that player,
Rodri's not in Ballon d'Or conversation.
oh, he's not. But
Now he
I
is.
mean,
Now
he's
he
just
is.
the
If you look
second
at the
favorite.
achievement.
But
He's
yeah.
not the second favorite.
He's not your second favorite, but he is the world's second favorite, unfortunately. I don't agree with it, but that's the reality of the matter right
Looking
now.
this up.
Just look up what 433 just posted.
Brother, he has like apparently he lost 4 games or something crazy this season.
Yeah, but the thing is that yeah,
One of them to Manchester United in the FA Cup
okay,
final to Kobe Manu.
I don't remember asking, but but Rodri, like, listen, if you're gonna pull up that stat, like they've only lost 4 games with him, it's
Yeah.
the team is dominant regardless. Like it's
Of
I'm
course.
sure he's a huge part of that. Obviously, he's a huge part of that. But
But so is Bellingham, so is Vinny. They play Real Madrid and
how
Brazil.
much of that is the flashiness? Like even Bellingham, if we're gonna talk about Bellingham, he did not have a good Euro. He had a better international tournament, however, than Vinicius. Vinicius did not have a good Brazil stint at all. This Copa America, another disaster class from Brazil. So I do think the race is pretty much wide open now. I don't think there's a clear cut winner.
Wide open. It's over though.
I don't think it's over.
No. It's I'm
You're saying
almost
Rodri's
100% certain there's no more games to use.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
stop
'cause
it.
it's in
They stop
October.
it now.
Yeah.
But now it's an opinion. Now it's just journalists having an opinion. Oh, Bellingham was better for Real Madrid. Oh, but
Vinny
Rodri
was-
better.
Vinny's the
Oh,
winner.
but Vinny's better. I don't know if Vinny's the winner.
Vinny is the winner.
Like
It'll-
we've said,
it's not
your-
even close.
Your international tournaments are huge factors when it comes to Ballon d'Ors,
Yeah,
especially.
but who got pushed up because of the international tournaments?
Well, Rodri.
Yeah,
but
but
Rodri,
not
his
enough.
standing him beforehand was not at the same level as Bellingham, Vinny.
Bro, he wasn't even nominated for Player of the Season in the Premier League.
Ridiculous.
Am I wrong? I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I'm
Foden
pretty sure
was.
there was 8. There
Well,
was
he won.
8.
Well, no, he didn't win it. So
There's 8. I'm pretty sure there's like 8 nominees or something, and I don't think Rodri was any of them.
But he didn't win it. So like, just I think this is a testament to the overall quality of the Euros this year. Was not as high as previous tournaments. Like 2020 was. Like we had moments, but even if you look back, you take off the nostalgia, like the quality wasn't necessarily top notch as well. Like we've been seeing a decline of
France's
quality.
fault. I'm gonna
It
just
is
I'm gonna just be that kid in the class. It's France's fault. I think it's complete because listen, those are major players that if they were on a good tournament, bro, look at their team. They're like that. That is a dominant team on paper.
I just think it's more the coaching fault. Like if you look at any of the coaches, there's not one person who's like progressive who you actually maybe De La Fuente was the
but
only
it's
one.
because coaches and international teams don't have the time to implement styles.
Brother, find the time. I don't know what to tell you.
What they're given like 4 weeks out of a whole season.
Yeah. But also because they don't have time to implement systems, the countries that have styles of play and have players that play those
It needs
styles
to
of
be
play.
developed.
Yeah, but like you said, like the Spain, like those players already know the style of play. So if you just let them play Spanish football, they already know how to do that. Austrians, if you just let the Austrian players play Austrian football, that's what Ragnick did.
Well, what I saw is that France had a distinct style of football, very
No, they
defensive. Yes. They're very defensive. Just like the other tournaments, they were very defensive. You just pass the ball to Mbappe, he scores. That's all it was.
What's the difference between
Style of football.
Southgate?
That's their
What's
style.
the difference between Southgate and Deschamps?
Won a World Cup.
Okay, so outside of 1 World Cup and 6 tournaments that he's managed with the golden generation, what's the difference?
I think they both had a very poor tournament.
Brother.
Just one ended up going further than the
One
other.
went to a World Cup final, arguably.
Southgate went to 2 finals. Deschamps won 2 finals. Deschamps just happened to win one of them.
two Euro finals, and then
He didn't make it to 2 Euro finals. He
Southgate?
made 1 Euro
Southgate,
final and one.
Southgate
Yeah,
means.
yeah, and Deschamps brought them
Won
to
a World Cup
won a World
final.
Cup and a World Cup final
okay.
And a Euro final.
and a Euro final.
Like, but mind you,
2016.
Yeah.
there's an argument that like who had the stronger team over that stint. I think it's France that ended up having a stronger team. I think there's an argument. Right?
I think you say that because
Benzema.
you're talking about in
Yeah,
the
even
past.
the past,
Okay.
like in those past finals, who had a stronger team? I would say Deschamps had a stronger team, but they played much better. And Mbappe was on his day in those tournaments. Even when he was 18, winning the World Cup, he was on his day. This was the first tournament that we see Mbappe was like human, almost like he wasn't just like immortal and scoring goals left, right, and center. He was missing point blank chances with the broken nose, with the missed games. This was a tournament to
Dembele
forget.
too much.
Yeah,
Bro, if Dembele was able to finish, he would actually be one of the most generational players, bro.
Except he does not know how to finish, and he isn't.
No, but it's a meme, but it's true. How many times was that guy cooking his fullback, getting into a shooting position and skying the ball?
a lot of times. And the way that France was building up play was very aggravating as well, because at a certain point, even if the wingers were carrying the ball up and they were like near the edge of the box, near the corner flag, you just saw no strikers in the box, no other bodies going in, like waiting for a final ball.
Thuram, bro.
Thuram
was when you have
trying
Thuram
to
on
carry
your
the
team,
world, bro.
dog.
Trying to carry the whole team. It's ridiculous.
Thuram.
What is he going to do?
Everyone's catching on that Thuram is shit.
I mean, Mbappe didn't score. Dembele didn't score. Thuram didn't score. Kolomwani scored, one goal and ended up being like an own goal anyways.
Firms, you wanna put a wager?
Oh, boy.
That I'll wager that Thuram scores more goals than Morata this year in Serie A.
I'm gonna accept that wager.
Yeah?
What do you want? A chicken pizza?
No. If I lose, I'll wear.
I'm not wearing an Inter kit, Varva. I'll tell you right now.
Okay, so then you're not that confident.
Just
Yeah, but-
ask me anything else, bro.
wait,
Let's
wait,
put
wait,
money.
not-
Juve kit.
No,
That's just as bad.
that's just as bad,
Well, you guys don't really have that much of a rivalry.
bro. It's just physically
I know,
impossible.
we
to
don't have
get
much of
here.
a rivalry, honestly.
I don't know. It's egregious for you to ask firms to wear a.
It's not that egregious, bro.
I think it is, but I do think Thuram's
Put
gonna have a
something
better
on the
season.
line.
Yeah, if you believe in it, put someone. I almost do that, bro.
The Arsenal kit. What was it?
I already wore a Man
United
U
kit.
kit
Yeah, United
on a
kit.
podcast.
So brutal.
No, I'm not fighting other wars.
Yeah, but I do think everyone on France had a poor tournament. I don't think you can pinpoint exactly who had a worse tournament or not, but
to see if you would have told me before the tournament, after the season that he had, Griezmann would be in most people's worst 11s of the tournament, I wouldn't believe you.
and honestly, Mbappe firms. I'm gonna say it again. We had them as the winners, and we had Mbappe. Well, I had Mbappe as the player of the tournament.
I did too.
and you did as well. Like,
We had almost the same prediction.
it was unfortunately not meant to be. Honestly, I thought that was a safe bet. I thought it was completely safe. Yeah, France is at least gonna make a final. Is at least gonna make a final, and it was. They did not play like they deserved to be anywhere near a knockout stage. Honestly, for being.
Well, I'd honestly say they gave Spain the best game.
Yeah, but after 4 abysmal games before that,
Yeah.
where it was like, wow, they are actually gonna get crushed.
Who did you have as your winners?
I had Portugal.
It wasn't that bad of a shout.
Without
that's-
CR7, we're potentially looking at a good one, so
I had Germany.
I still don't think CR7 was the problem.
Germany was close.
Germany, Spain was the final.
Germany, Spain were the only 2 good teams.
That's
in
the
the whole
thing.
tournament.
It was kind of depressing. Like after one of them went out, you're like, damn, who else are we gonna watch now? There's no one on that other side of the bracket that's actually good.
What would you rate this tournament out of 10?
6
6.
or 5.
I would say like a 5.5 or a 6. Like Italy was out round of 16.
I can't name you a worse one.
Let me think.
2004.
The
but-
rigged
No.
ones. Aside from the rigged ones, I can't aside from the ones that had problems like outside
Yeah,
of the game.
and this one was boring. It was very boring. Like there was just teams, really no stars.
Like 2008.
Oh wait, the Spain was insane.
That was Spain. Italy, we lost in the
Yeah,
final.
in the
No,
final.
that was 2012.
Yeah, that was 2012 that we lost.
That was a
4-0.
bad one.
That was
4-0.
4-0.
4-0.
For nothing. Oh my god.
Spain
2008, I can barely remember
2004,
2008.
I don't remember.
Greece winning against Portugal.
You remember that, Varva?
But that's cool.
I don't remember that, but every street say that was a terrible
We have
tournament.
enough Greeks in our area to remind us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's cool to see like winners like that.
Yeah, that's
medals.
cool.
It's just the fact that they haven't.
Everyone says
done
it's
that.
cool until it happens, and then it's boring, bro.
Bro, it's cool for casuals. I'll tell you again. The majority of people that watch
But we're
the
not
game,
casuals, so it's boring.
yeah, for us. But like Greece winning a Euro is really cool for casuals.
I agree, and I think it's more the style of play that everyone was doing that was just, and that no strikers were scoring goals. It wasn't an exciting tournament. I don't know. I just wasn't looking forward to much. As while at the beginning, my excitement was super high, but then as we were going on, I'm like, I really hope the quality of football is not this bad.
It was all
every
own
game.
goals. It was all own goals, corner goals.
Golden
like,
boot
it
on
was-
goal.
It was really
VAR'd offside
This
goal.
utter woke nonsense of 6 golden boot winners. Like, what is this?
I think the Yamal goal was the only highlight, to be honest.
No.
Saka had a really good goal.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna remember
Cole
Saka's
Palmer,
goal.
Turkey
Cole
had a
Palmer's
couple.
goal.
Why would I
Banger.
remember?
Banger.
Jude
It was
Bellingham.
basically Lamine
Jude
Yamal's goal.
Bellingham, okay, up there.
Bicycle.
Turkey had a couple. I'm pretty sure
Arda Güler.
Romania versus
Zaccagni.
Yeah, but when you think of this tournament, you think of the winner, Spain.
Zaccagni.
Zakani, that was good.
Okay,
Okay, no, it was an alright tournament. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
I
Nah,
was
it's like-
watching that game versus Switzerland. I was watching it. I think I was watching it in Prague, or I think it was in Prague. Some random, I thought it was Italian, can confirm it was not an Italian restaurant, sitting next to a bunch of Croatian girls
Oh, nice.
that were rooting for, obviously, for Switzerland.
Damn,
Sheesh.
obviously, like,
Yeah.
of course. Damn, did you get a Switzerland jersey or anything? Or
No,
damn,
no.
I thought we were close to Croatia, but
I don't
it
know.
is what it is.
I remember when we scored versus Croatia, and I told producer T back there, I said, just enjoy it, just reap it in, like just soak it all in, because this is the only celebration we're gonna have rest of the tournament, and ended up being the case. I don't know. It wasn't the tournament to remember, but I'm happy England didn't win it at the end of the day. Completely biased.
I'm with
I'm
Millie here.
on my hater shit right now.
yeah.
I feel different because I actually wanted England to win that final. I don't know. I like the English team.
Citizenship?
please.
Yeah. Oh,
But why? England and Italy do not have that much of a rivalry.
Yeah, because we
England
dominate.
and Italy? Brother,
dominate.
Italy
brother, did
don't
you
have that much of a rivalry, bro.
We beat them
With
in every penalty
England?
shootout. We beat them in every game. We have more trophies.
No, there's
than
no
them.
talk your shit,
rivalry
Millie.
there.
Talk your shit.
That's
No,
like
I'm
that's
always
like
talking.
Napoli fans thinking they have a rivalry versus Juve.
Legit same thing.
You're my little brother. Like, I don't even know who you are.
But it's true. Like
on your forehead.
I'd argue we have bigger rivalry against Spain than against
100%.
Germany, England.
The thing is that
Germany might be our biggest rival.
Germany's probably
France.
it's
I
going
would
to be
argue
Germany and
France.
Spain.
Historically, I think it's Brazil.
Brazil, yeah.
I'd
France
argue
too.
France.
There's an agenda for France as well.
It was 06 agenda.
Well, Germany has 4 World Cups, no?
Yeah.
So they're there.
Let me count.
Oh, yeah, you have the shirt. You guys are wearing Germany and Spain kits.
I mean,
while
this
saying that.
is want to be like an Italian podcast. We know a couple Italian podcasts. We're not trying to.
But look, I was going for England because the math is very simple. I boiled it down to math. England, 2 Manchester United players. Spain, 0. So there we go. We go for England.
Wait, was there any? Are there any Juve? Well, there's actually technically now an AC Milan player, but
Yeah, you're a winner, by the way.
No,
Euro captain winner?
You're a captain
he
winner.
joined
Yeah, he
after
joined
he
after,
won.
but, like-
Because if Morata joined before the final, they would have lost.
was there any
Yeah.
Juve players? Was there any AC Milan players? There was no Man U players.
Let me think. On Spain, no, I don't think there was any.
Does that mean all our teams are shit?
I mean, Inter's new goalkeeper Jose Martinez did not get called up, so
I do not know who that is.
The backup
I don't know
goalkeeper that they spent 50
Alvaro
million.
Morata, though. You claim to be a Juve legend.
he is a Juve legend.
He is a Juve legend.
So he's gonna bring around that trophy to our
If
cabinet.
he's a Juve legend, then Lukaku's an Inter legend.
No, because Morata at least went to like finals and won trophies, and was
Which
the-
trophies?
What do you mean Scudetto? He won like 3 or 4 Scudetti.
Yeah, and
I'm pretty
Lukaku
sure.
won
More.
Scudetto.
One, and then dipped.
Yeah, but your
Like a rat.
club standard one is like legendary.
Okay, you calm it down.
He's
Win a
basically
trophy first.
under Zanetti right now. Like
What-
Lukaku.
By
there.
the way,
win a
before
trophy
before
first?
talking before this, and this is completely off topic, I asked Millie, would you sell Barella for a 75% chance at Lamine Yamal? He said no.
Ridiculous. Why would I gamble away like my
For
best midfielder
75%
sniff.
chance.
for a sniff of Yamal?
75% chance.
I'm good where I'm at, bro. I'm good where I'm
Millie, Turam or
That's
Xerxes?
real broke.
at. That's some real broke.
Yeah, it's some real
Xerxes
broke
for 50
shit.
mil. I didn't realize you were spending money like that, bro.
God damn.
One hit wonder.
But Turam or Xerxes?
Turam, it's not even a question.
That's crazy.
I don't know how that's
Why are
crazy.
you defending players that rejected
that
you?
rejected your club.
They
Both
reject
of them
me.
Yes, he
rejected your
did.
club.
No, bro.
Turam rejected your club, and Xerxes rejected your
Turam
club.
may be rejected.
Maybe.
Xerxes
didn't.
rejected.
And then
Xerxes,
dunked
we
on
just
you.
didn't want to pay it.
And then
It is
dunked
what
on
it is.
you in the derby also.
Xerxes will have like 10 goals next season, and Man United will still not have a successful season.
I mean, listen, if we're going down, boil it down to brass tacks over here, that both of them had a stinker Euro tournament. So
Well, Xerxes played like 5 minutes, but sure, yeah.
and stank.
Well, he did play 5 minutes. That
5
should be-
minutes, 10 million for each minute that he played. That's crazy work from
Bro,
United.
Thuram was like number 9 for Aslani FC this tournament.
Ooh,
Like,
that's a starter.
That is not true. But Mbappe is the number 9 for Aslani.
No,
FC.
he's
Mbappe
the
would
left
never
winger.
start for Aslani.
he's the left winger
left
for
winger.
Aslani FC, Euro version.
All of France attack technically is Aslani FC. If we think about it, if we deep it.
I mean, Italy is taking up the entire roster, but
No, they got the fullbacks.
yeah.
Well, that's
Di
Ugarte.
Lorenzo.
Bro, honestly, Aslani FC might just be Inter FC. Like, it's like
word for
Okay.
word, bar for bar.
Brother, there's literally the only Italian player that actually deserves to be on Aslani FC is Di Lorenzo.
Aslani is actually an Aslani FC for this tournament. because
No,
he
he's
was
coaching.
terrible.
He's coaching.
He was terrible.
No, he
this
wasn't.
tournament.
He really
He's the
wasn't
owner.
that
He's the
bad, brother.
owner
It's
and
Albania.
manager.
It's Albania. I don't know
No,
what you're expecting out of
Varvar
them.
Box2Box is the founder.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
foul
our main slogan is you cannot be elite with ass in your name.
Put that on the top of the crest. Yeah, the players
No,
have
like
to
all
hit
the
it
players
before
have
they
to
go
touch
in.
it on the way out. You'll never walk alone.
But
You
DiMarco-
will always walk alone.
DiMarco can't touch it because he's too short.
Yeah.
So he's just walking by in the tunnel.
Oh, listen, when the season starts, we'll see how many United players end up on Aslani FC. We'll get ready for the transfer season.
Bro,
28-man squad. You're gonna have to have a
Watch-
56-man squad.
57 man
watch this
squad with
space.
United.
Xerxes, Delict, Euro all joining. Watch this space.
Whatever floats your boat, bro.
Ugarte.
Who got?
Oh, you used to bring in players like Pogba, Di Maria, Cavani, Zlatan.
Where did that bring us?
A lot of kit sales and
Exactly.
aura.
Exactly. Anyways, we can go to Copa America now.
Talking about
Talking about
talking about shit.
talking about.
How now I get
Are you a little bit
Wait.
tired? I'm a little bit tired from staying up watching
okay.
that Copa America
Okay,
yesterday.
This is the rundown yesterday. We said, okay, you know what, boys, we're gonna wait until the end of Copa America and then we're gonna do the podcast episode. So we said, sure, no problem. So then we all get here and we're
delayed
like,
half an hour for
we're like, okay, game was supposed to start at 8 o'clock our time, and we said, okay, delayed half an hour. Ah, shit. Okay, we're gonna wait 30 minutes, and then we open Twitter, and then we see hordes of people running over gates, climbing fences,
Climbing
going into
into
vents,
vents.
ventilation systems, and we're like, I don't think this game's gonna start. And then they push 8:45, and then 9 o'clock, and then 9:15. We're like, yeah, we might have to postpone this episode till tomorrow because this game is not starting.
And then we see tied game. Tied
Yeah.
game. This is looking worse and worse. And then it finished at what time? Our time?
11:30.
no, not
No,
even
bro.
like 12:10, 12:20 almost.
Varva was already knocked out by that.
I fell asleep.
Varva was lying horizontally on this exact couch right now, straight up. Mr. Lautaro winner. by
I
the
finished
way.
watching the game while I was showering. Before.
God damn.
Yeah,
At
this
one
guy
point-
showed up, watched the game, went home, showered, and it still wasn't
And
done.
it still wasn't done.
It was
And it's
an
still
absolute-
0-0.
It was still
by then.
listen, if we're gonna talk about the game, like regardless of what time it ended, because it ended the next day, pretty much. I was very surprised on how poor Argentina played this entire tournament. They did not play dominant in a sense where it was kind of just like you're waiting for them to score, like you knew it was coming, but they did not play beautiful football, which is what we saw in the World Cup.
Scaloni stepped down immediately, or else once Messi goes away, that Argentina system
Brother,
is cooked.
he just won a World Cup and a Copa America back to back with a finalissima.
Go out on a
in
high.
between.
You always say that. Always like what you said about Kanye. Retire on a high.
Yeah, but you are not going to step down after winning back to back unless you have like this club position lined up at like Real Madrid or something.
I mean, listen, you have Di Maria finished, like he's gonna end his career now. Messi maybe has one more tournament. And a couple of those older players, like I really don't see them keeping up the quality to be called up for a World Cup 2026. So Scaloni is going to have a lot of turnover at least in 2 years. And then imagine the next tournament
What is
after
the
that.
system? If
It's a
Messi leaves,
system.
what is the system?
And I think Argentina need to be ready for that, like a rude awakening. You got to get the systems in place
They
so
got-
that Messi, when he's gone, you're not hurt.
Garnacho is ready.
Sule.
Stop it.
Sule is ready.
Yeah, Garnacho is like extremely ready.
Valentin Carboni, get ready for the
Sule,
number 9.
Pelistri, Garnacho era has begun.
Yeah.
Bro.
It's basically the Ronaldo Messi Pelistri
Well,
Sule.
Pelistri's are Uruguayan, but yeah.
Yeah,
you can-
Ronaldo
Oh, my
Messi.
Oh.
That's what we meant. But
what's
listen,
coming.
once Messi retires, this Argentina team is 11 butchers. That's my problem. There is not one player on that team that I look and I'm like, this guy's good at football.
Yes, but once again, they have an identity.
Yeah,
Everyone outside of Messi
Okay,
has
well,
an
Copa
identity.
America also, every team in CONMEBOL also has that same mentality.
Yeah, but
No,
they're
there's
just
a couple
better
ballers.
than everyone else.
No, it's just butcher ball.
No, like James Rodriguez, that guy is a baller. You could tell.
Oh, yeah.
But someone like Rodrigo De Paul, he's good with his feet, but bro, every 2 seconds he's on the floor flopping. He's
Bro, just
fouling.
like 2-3 years ago, you were twerking for this guy to come to
Oh,
Milan.
he should still come to Milan, bro.
I mean,
we need some presence like that in midfield, bro.
I mean, the way he was playing on Copa, he should be still playing in a top 5 league. because
100%.
It was insane, and
Well,
I
I
think.
he's playing in the top 5 league.
Atletico Madrid.
Oh yeah, it's true. Sorry.
What were you thinking?
James. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking about James. I was fixing my watch. I was trying to put the clock. But listen, what the tournament itself was unfortunately riddled with like controversy, bad play, brutal. Like bro, these teams were playing brutal.
No, but also the off field was just it was just an unhealthy environment, bro. The Uruguayan managers ripping the Americans for organizing a shit tournament. The Canadian manager is ripping the refs for reffing badly against the CONCACAF teams. Like, there's just the game isn't the focus of the tournament anymore. It's just about just ripping everything.
But people are ripping the U.S. The U.S. has nothing really to do with it. It's the CONMEBOL people who set up the tournament.
But the turf.
Well,
the
I mean,
pitch,
yeah. Apparently,
everything.
like Bolivia had to cancel practices because the pitch wasn't aligned. Like there was gaps in the turf.
It
That's
just
just some
wasn't.
Copa America shit, bro.
No, but
Yeah,
that
but
doesn't
I'm
happen
saying
in
that-
Mexico or Argentina.
It
or
happens
Chile.
in Bolivia.
Maybe in Bolivia.
Well, I
but
don't
like-
know. I think I don't know if that's a myth because Boca Juniors against their rivals, it must be a disaster. I feel like in the stands, they're definitely fighting. Like you can't
sure.
say that doesn't happen anywhere else.
But the thing is that this is supposed to be the World Cup venue as well. This is supposed to be the USA showing that they are ahead in the sporting world. Like they're doing basically what Saudi Arabia is doing right now, just for their own sports.
But football to the side, I have like, bro, people will find anything wrong with what Americans do, especially South Americans.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it was just
Whether I blame them or not, but the reality is they'll find anything.
There's
wrong with
blames on both
with
sides.
Yeah.
There's blame on both sides. But like I was seeing a tweet that like, why is there only one place for like this was in this final specifically, like it didn't seem like they were prepared really for an influx of people. Like they put out a statement saying that they brought in double the security, double everything, but it just didn't look like it.
I believe
and I don't know if I believe it.
Bro, I believe it. When you have people like, let's say, okay, by the way, where they played the final of the Copa America was the Hard Rock Stadium, which is where the Miami Dolphins, the NFL team, plays. Same amount of people go to those games.
More
If
or
everyone's
less.
civilized and everyone walks in a straight line, everyone gets in, no problem. But when you have, I can assure you, if every Dolphins fan decided to jump that fence, they're getting in.
It would have the same effect.
It would have the same effect.
But they were saying that in Europe, in European football, like they have 2 or 3 checkpoints that
do.
sift out the crowd before you get to a game.
You
like,
saw it, Vamar. I saw it.
Exactly. You guys saw
But
it.
Germany
first
ran
time.
it. Germany ran that Euro perfectly.
Yeah,
in my
like
opinion.
probably ran like a.
Well, it's because they're
clock.
used to like it's the same exact thing. Like it's the same exact schedule like as a Bayern like CL semifinal.
No, but I'm
game, I
saying
would
even the
say,
fan zones, like Germany
Yeah,
ran it perfect.
yeah.
But I went to three or four different towns technically, and every single one had like an elite fan zone.
Yeah.
Always live DJ, always open restaurants, whatever. They security scan you on the way in, so nobody's bringing anything stupid. Like that was well run, and
Yeah.
every game is always live. There's no hiccups with security or whatever.
Yeah, and we did not see that in the Copa America. And you could look at the external factors like CONMEBOL running it; they did a poor job. But when FIFA come in, like you better believe that they're gonna be running things the way they see it, like not really how everyone else sees it. So
2 years away.
it's 2 years away. They have a lot to learn. I think this was a trial run in a sense to see. Basically, they used Copa as a trial run.
Schiava Copa as our trial run.
They used it as a trial run for the World Cup, and I don't think they passed the flying colors.
Yeah, but now they have stuff. Oh, like this would have been. This is better. It happens at Copa than
Yes,
at the World Cup.
unfortunately,
can't
I
mess up
agree
a
with
World
that.
Cup.
Like, you cannot mess up a World Cup.
People will outrage. You can't mess up World Cup.
But it's also the culture too. Like Miami's Hard Rock Stadium, like most of these stadiums are surrounded by like car parks and like parking
Which
lots.
is why it should be easier.
It should technically be easier, but the
have
European
entrance-
stadiums
you have-
are in the middle of cities.
Bro, Boca Juniors
In the middle of a town.
The stadium is in the street, like the wall, the street. So
Yeah.
you can and they somehow managed to like get everybody in.
That's mostly my worry. I find I'm more scared about the vibes of the tournament, like the World Cup in 2026, because Europeans are not ready for what America is.
But
like
they've
parking
had it
lots.
before, firms. They've had
Where?
it before. Like 1994 USA World
you're
Cup.
right.
No, but
Like,
I'm sure there's gonna be stuff like implemented, like shuttle buses and stuff to the stadium. That
Has to be.
yeah, they're not expecting everyone to drive there.
I know, but there's also like this thing where like stadiums in Europe, they're so accessible. Like they're in your town, you're close to it.
Are they?
Well, I mean, where
I
you
don't
guys
think
are
The
the
going-
Allianz-
maybe
Allianz
not
in
the
Munich
Juventus
was not
stadium.
close.
Well, like say for example,
I went to the Allianz.
Was not
It's
close.
not close.
not close.
Yeah.
It's a
No.
bus ride. It's a long
and
bus
it's
ride.
and
away.
it's desolate area. Like
Yeah.
I'm
there's-
thinking like Olimpico, like in Rome. That's in the city.
But
Yeah.
Camp Nou.
well, there's
Ponte
Camp Nou is
Metropolitano.
I walked.
someone in the city.
I walked to
Camp
Camp Nou. It's 45-minute walk
Yeah, but it's
from the heart of the city.
somewhat walkable in a sense. Like even though it's 45 minutes, but like the Wanda Metropolitano, the Bernabeu. Bernabeu, you guys went to Madrid. It was,
Yeah, that was actually a 4-minute drive. That was close. That was,
Yeah.
I actually can't believe we didn't talk about how close that stadium is for how big it is.
Well, it's because Florentino Perez is like the biggest real estate person in all of Spain. So that's not an issue for him. Like,
Yeah, but did he originally plan to have the Bernabeu there? Was he there when the original one got built?
I think it was
so.
there.
no, the original Bernabeu was built by who's the guy before? We learned about it at the tour, but whatever. It's not him.
I wasn't there.
But listen, I think they have a lot to improve on. It just wasn't necessarily the best organized tournament. But back to the play, even the teams as well. Like, I'm glad Canada was in it. I'm glad the US was in it. Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay. You had big teams.
Canada, we up, bro.
Canada, first
We
of
are
all, Canada, we
definitely
up.
We up, bro.
We up.
We are carrying North American football right now.
We almost beat Uruguay. Not gonna cap.
Should have.
We were right there.
With our arguably our second team.
Crespo not starting.
I'm gonna say it, our second team.
No, we had like 2-3 second.
Bro, it was our second striker. It was their second
Kone
string
started,
center back.
Bombito started,
That's half the
Davies
team.
started, like
Second goalie.
Crespo didn't start.
Johnston started. Like, it's not.
Not scrubs.
We didn't pull up with a bunch of scrubs.
We still outclassed a very good Uruguayan team.
Yeah.
We should have won by a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that Uruguayan team pulled up with Luis Suarez up top. Like, it's not like
He did score.
Darwin
Yes.
Nunes actually didn't. Darwin Nunes started the game.
he wasn't suspended.
No, he
No,
started. the
Nunes
game.
started and
He got
Suarez
I was
subbed.
on a
on.
flight. I was on a flight when this game happened. So
You didn't
Yeah,
miss
you're,
much.
you're glad you missed it.
Must,
You're
must,
good.
it was actually not must miss TV. That was a great game to watch.
Yeah, that was a good.
I'm glad it was a good game because it shows Canada's able to play these top games and be entertaining. Because now you're going to be going into the World Cup and everyone's actually going to be kind of confident in Canada playing. You're going to be like, okay, I'm going to watch a Canada game now.
Shout out Jesse March, bro.
What a goat.
okay,
What a
look,
goat.
I don't want to poop on everyone's party, okay, but I don't think we've been that good under him personally.
No, we've been good.
We've been decent, but when you really boil it down, I think we're at like 9 or 10 games played under him, or 7 or whatever. I don't know, but we've only won 2 games.
Okay, a tie versus France. That's huge.
Oh, I agree, but like we've only won
that's a
2
friendly.
games.
It's a friendly, but
We're not counting that.
okay, it's a friendly, but France should be blowing us out of the water,
Agreed.
bro. They pulled up with Kante, Chouameni, and
Yeah, go back 10 years and say we tied France, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah, like no, like our expectations have changed so much in the last 3-4 years for Canada
Yeah.
that now you can actually say that I don't think this is that successful. Meanwhile, we went to
it's a
we
very
went to a
successful
trophy game.
It's a very successful tournament, but I'm saying like, let's temper the expectations because leading into the World Cup, like I'm still
I don't expect
expecting
much.
us to like.
I'm expecting making it out of the groups is going to be the massive achievement that
Yeah.
Yes.
that is possible.
That's the goal.
Yeah, if we can make it out of the groups,
And it's
to a
an
World Cup-
extended World Cup also, so there's gonna be a lot more watered down teams.
True.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Which I'm expecting Canada to do well in. But I mean, we could talk about Colombia for a bit because they were unfortunately on the losing end of this Copa final. And
It's unfortunate.
Unfortunate because they played very, very well. This game was very close.
Deserve to win. Low key.
Like, I wouldn't say like fully deserved, but it was balanced. It was
I
a
think
balanced
Luis
game.
Diaz could have done a little bit more relative to what he was doing in the other games.
I agree.
But guys like Rios pulled up. They like James had a good game as per usual in this tournament.
Yeah.
But
How did who won player of the tournament? Messi? Or
James.
no?
No, James won.
Okay, good.
James won player of the tournament. We were
But
talking,
just making
me and friends were talking about it like while the game was going on. We're like, man, there's no way they give player of the tournament to anyone in Argentina. Or like we're talking about the options.
Lisandro?
Okay, relax.
Doesn't deserve it.
Does
Like,
not deserve it when James is
deserved
pulling
it.
out
There was-
six assists in a tournament. Please, Like,
there was nobody
he
on
deserved it.
Argentina that you could really look at and say, okay, he deserved
I
it.
agree.
Even Messi, like, okay, he had a decent tournament, but
Not
it's not the
great.
Messi we know. You know,
Wasn't great
it wasn't great.
in a sense.
I think that's a new standard for Messi, unfortunately.
From
Yeah.
Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
These are our fallen gods. Unfortunately, they didn't
Sucks to
shell of
see him.
themselves.
Sucks to see him getting old.
It does
But
suck.
overall, Copa America and Euros, final thoughts.
I think
This summer, football.
promising for Canada. I'm happy Canada was a part of it, and
Italy,
Italy.
unfortunately.
Terrible. I think European football has a lot to improve on if they want to be entertaining again. So
And Lisandro Martinez is the greatest thing that's ever happened to the
Yes.
sport.
whatever floats your boat, bro.
Kenan
analysis.
Yildiz. Kenan Yildiz is going to be the next Arda Güler.
The bar is in hell.
Who are your young players of the tournaments?
Lamine Yamal.
breakout player
Wait, let me check.
of the Euros.
Breakout player.
Yeah, do you
Kenan
remember?
Yildiz.
I had Sheshko.
No, I don't
Oh,
know.
that's bad.
Oh, I said Ismael Kone for the
Ismael
Copa
Kone
America.
for Copa.
That works.
Actually, yeah, that's
shout.
good.
It works.
That was good.
It
Who
works.
was it? Kenji Pies, maybe?
Mine was Kendry Pies also.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I
didn't do
said
that.
I
He
said
didn't-
Darwin Nunes for player of the tournament.
Yeah, I said Darwin Nunez, which if he didn't like assault someone, that might have happened.
Whoa, he was defending his family.
He was
Yeah.
defending.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
respect that.
It's funny.
But-
But listen, summer football is officially done. Then it's going to be heading into transfer season. So, listen, I think we pushed hard, man. We hope you guys enjoyed all the content that we put out during the Euros. It was a lot of fun to do it, and it was a first for us. Really, this was like the first major tournament in our box-to-box career that we've like fully covered.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna take a bit of a break. Like we're gonna not
It's not even a break.
scale back a bit, but when that season starts in a month time or a month and a half, you guys are gonna be in for something.
We're taking 2 steps backwards just to go 5 frontwards. You know what I mean?
we just reloading.
Yeah.
We recharging.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be back full force pretty soon. So, listen, I think we.
Well,
call
we're
it-
not done,
wait,
Melly.
no, wait, whoa.
We got common review.
Yeah.
Common review. How
We
can I
got common
forget?
review.
The Aslani FC comments.
So this is a relatively big topic, but we don't got that much time. What is causing the huge lack of strikers in the football world? A striker like Thuram, this guy starts for arguably the best national team in the world, and he is the most January transfer to Aslani FC looking player. Portugal starts Ronaldo every match because Goncalo Ramos is a long-lost cousin of Aslani. We used to think players like Cavani, Falcao, Forlan, Giroud, Lukaku, Tevez are normally spawning. So, relatively true because guys, like all the guys that he named were not even the great, like were never even discussions to be the greatest. Except for you and Lukaku. But he does have a point here.
First of all, these strays I'm getting with Thuram, I know that's directed to me. I'm getting Trump move right there.
You're getting strayed with a stray because they're even being put in Aslani FC.
That's crazy to me.
It's like a stray within a stray.
By the way, forgot to say it, but it's @_Diables
With a Ronaldo profile.
with a
picture.
Ronaldo PFP.
Diables,
So this guy knows ball.
whatever floats your boat, bro. Diables, I know you're coming for me, but I don't know. It's a system thing. I think strikers, like the importance of strikers, for some reason, is being diminished. Where you're getting more players involved in the attack, where it's not just send it up to the striker and hope for the best anymore. It's more just building up play, and whoever gets to the end of it and scores, that's what matters. So
You think it's a tactics?
I think it is somewhat a tactic issue, but it's also the quality of these strikers. Like I can't see any of these strikers being like telling my children about.
Xerxes.
Okay, I'm not telling my children
If
about
Xerxes reaches his potential,
But Zersky, yeah, I agree, but he's just not a goal scorer.
I agree. But that's why if he reaches his potential, like he's a 6'3" striker that's not good at heading the ball. So if he can obviously
Scamacca.
develop that.
Barbara, what is he
Bro,
good
don't
at?
compare Scamacca. Bro.
What
do you mean? What
Xerxes
is he good at?
No, I'm asking you.
He's a very his link up play. His
okay.
link up play, his hold up play is
Go off, King.
So everything that I say about
His
Lautaro that
dribbling-
you rip me for.
Yeah, but the
is-
difference is that
you're-
Xerxes
Hold up play.
Xerxes-
Hold up play. Talking about striker about hold up play.
And Lautaro scores
Xerxes
30
is
goals a year.
Xerxes 6'3"
And can't head the ball.
and can dribble past
I
4
remember that.
players.
If you're saying your striker's best ability is hold up, then he's shit.
That ain't shit.
Look, bro, I don't know.
I'm working on my Varvar impressions.
Bro, look,
coming along good.
I've hyped up Xerxes because he was rumored to go to Juve. Then he was rumored to go to Milan, so he hyped him up. Now it's your turn.
Bro, you're gonna
It's
see.
soon Inter in a couple of
He
years.
reminds
no,
me.
no, once
He
he gets to
reminds me of
32, okay.
Alexander Isak a bit. That's who he reminds me of.
I think he plays nothing like Alexander Isak.
I mean, if that's your comp, brother.
He's a fun player to watch, but these players do not score goals, and ultimately it's because strikers do not do that anymore. It's more about
I argue
passing
that's
the ball.
all they do now.
Scoring goals.
Yeah.
I don't just look at the Euros.
Go through the best players. Yeah, but that's because go through the best strikers in the world right now. It's all
only
like
one of them.
pure bagsmen. It's Lautaro, which is sad.
Lautaro.
That's the first name.
Haaland, Lewandowski still considered like a top 5, top 7 striker in the
He doesn't
world.
even score that much.
Yeah, he does. He still scores a good amount.
Kane.
Kane, you see, Kane's the one where I'd actually argue has more to his game, but then you look at his athleticism and it's embarrassing how bad he is athletically.
A lot of teams are preferring strikers that could hold up the ball and could toss it around. That's what it is.
I'd argue they're going the complete opposite way because everyone's just following Pep's style of play.
There's some Ancelotti followers too.
I don't know.
Ancelotti doesn't even play with a striker.
Exactly.
It's crazy, yeah.
Listen, since the market is so like there's such a low supply of strikers, I feel like why not some managers try to play without a striker?
I think it's pretty smart
Because
because
there's Milan.
Milan got Morata.
Where they're buying all of
happy.
the shitty ones off the market.
Bro, Morata, Fulkrug.
Fulkrug's not happening. You're getting Tammy Abraham, bro.
said
You're not
they agreed
beating those.
personal terms.
You're not beating. Yeah, but then.
Yeah, but that's Di Marzio, so we
yeah,
don't
Di
trust
Marzio
him.
said that, but I think he's the backup option to Abraham. And if you don't beat the Abraham allegations, you're gonna be in for a stinky
But Morata is a link-up striker. He's not known for his goal scoring. It's all these same type of strikers. There's just not. There's no like. Name me a young striker who is scoring a lot of goals.
Oh, okay, scoring a lot of goals.
You had to correct
Vlahovic.
himself there.
Vlahovic.
On his day, which is every 7 days.
Scoring 20 goals as a
Yeah.
24-year-old.
But he only scored like anyway. With Vlahovic, I've always said that.
Finish that sentence. Finish that sentence.
I've always said that Vlahovic, if he came to Inter, he would be a very, very, very good player. But for Juve, he's garbage.
Wait until he becomes over 30, and then maybe you guys have a chance of getting him.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
Anyway, I think that's all the time.
Yeah.
All the time
we
we
want
have.
we want some more. We want some more creative comments, and you guys can ask us some more
A
personal
bunch
stuff.
of Aslani FC comments. And by the way, like,
Crazy.
since there's not going to be that much news cycle or something, let us know if you guys want to see a whole. We all come in with our own Aslani FC 11s,
That'd be
and we do
funny.
one podcast of just our Aslani FC 11s.
Maybe a Q&A one day.
How,
Maybe we'll start planning the seat on a Q&A.
Yeah.
the fact that he even gets like a full segment podcast is crazy because he
That's
really
golden,
wasn't
bro.
that
That's
bad.
aura. That's aura.
You should be thankful to us.
No.
We're propping him up to a player that he isn't even.
You're propping him down.
Yeah.
No, we're giving Aslani this
platform.
platform that he should not be getting.
That's
He's a goat in our eyes, Millie.
so literally if he was playing the same level as like Danny Olmo, it would not be Aslani FC.
Listen,
That's true.
But he's
Crazy
not
work.
playing
That
at the
is
same
true.
level as Danny Olmo. He's
now
playing
there
at the
is.
same level as like Fred.
Fred.
One of your legends,
Fred
by the way.
again.
but
Anyway,
listen,
once again, thank you.
thank you as always.
Thank you for the
Yes.
silver play button. Thank you for all the support, especially I noticed specifically the podcasters. Those are
Yeah,
some
the
OGs.
goats.
These are the goats right here.
We
And
read
make
all
sure
the
you-
comments.
Yeah, make sure you sub because this side is getting a little bit lonely because it doesn't have the same thing, you know?
Little friend.
Slavia Prague is calling
Oh my god.
friend.
He's just warming up the spot for the
Yeah.
Box2Box pod one.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This was episode 13. We will see you next week.
Peace out.